We're now going to dive into the stock market investing features of Cash App, and that is going to be accessible by clicking on the bottom left button. And now you can see we have a $0 cash balance, but we will deposit some fresh money here to invest. Now, since I've already set up my Bitcoin account, it does show a Bitcoin balance, but what we want to do is actually scroll down to Explore and click on Stocks. This is going to show us where we can start investing with just $1, and we can buy stocks in some of our favorite companies. So for example, they're showing GE, Coca-Cola, Walmart, Apple, etc. And if you scroll down, you can also get more information here about the most traded stocks over the last month on Cash App, biggest daily movers, and different information like that. If you're looking to research what stocks to invest in, you get different sectors and industries here. For example, if you're looking for banking and finance related companies, that's all going to be listed here under that section. And you have various drop downs here where you can add different filters to your query. Or for example, if you want to see what stocks had the best performance over the set period of time, you could say 10% or higher return over the last 90 days and see which companies have this going on. So for example, they're saying JP Morgan over the last 90 days has gone up at least that much. So if we look at the last year here, we can see in fact JP Morgan stock is up 41.42% over the last year. So let's say you want to invest in JP Morgan Chase stock because you want to capitalize on this yourself. Now guys, this is not a buy or sell recommendation, and I'm not a financial advisor, but just for demo purposes, we're going to invest in JP Morgan Chase stock. You'd click on the buy button to start a purchase order, and you now get to choose whether you're looking to do a one-time order, or you can change things here into doing an auto investment if you want to do a recurring investment on a set schedule, or you can do a custom purchase order here if you're looking to set a limit price here for what you want to pay for JP Morgan Chase stock. So let's say you wanted to buy it at the low end over the last month, that would be at about $233.75. You could set that here and essentially set a limit price, but we're just going to invest automatically with a market order by putting $10 here into this stock. So we're going to do a one-time order, and we're going to click here on Next. And now we have to give a little bit more information to set up the investing features on Cash App. So we're going to click on the Get Started button, and we now have to enter information here. So it asks us here if any of the following apply. Do we have an immediate family member who is employed by another brokerage or FINRA, or a senior executive? It's very rare that this is going to be the case, so we're going to click None Apply. It now asks for the last four of your social, and it's now going to have you verify your information once again. If everything looks good, you can click on the Looks Good button, and now it asks whether or not you are subject to backup withholdings. We're going to click on Confirm, and now it brings us to the order ticket window to buy $10 worth of JP Morgan Chase. Now you can invest as little as $1 with Cash App, but we decided to do $10 in this case. We're going to get this for an approximate share price of $239.04 and buy 0.042 shares of JP Morgan Chase stock, symbol JPM, and the funding source here is going to be the debit card. So once that's all set, we're going to click on Confirm, and just like that, you invested $10 into JP Morgan Chase. So if we click here on Done and then navigate back here at the top left and click that once again, it brings us back to our portfolio screen, which now shows a $10 balance. And if we scroll down, this is where you can track your overall portfolio and see how the value changes over time on a dollar basis and a percentage basis. But let's say you want to invest in the S&P 500 using Cash App. I'm going to show you how to do that now, as well as how to do that on a recurring schedule if you want to automate things. So when people invest in the stock market, a lot of people will do so using an ETF or exchange traded fund, and this can allow you to invest in a diversified manner. With the S&P 500, this is going to give you exposure to the 500 largest publicly traded US companies, and you'll be investing a little bit of money into each one of those. So it's a very popular strategy to capture the return of the US stock market. What you're going to want to do from the home screen is click into the search button, and then you can type in the symbol for the ETF. One of the most popular is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which trades under the symbol VOO. So if we type that in here, we can see the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF listed, but if you want to use another provider, for example, SPY is going to be the SPDR version of this. So depending on which one you want to use, just go ahead and enter that. For this case, we will actually use the SPY version of this and select that at the top. And now you have the option here to look at the performance. So over the last day, it's actually down 1.7%. Over the last month, we're actually down about 4.5%. But if you look at the last year, the the S&P 500 is up a little bit shy of 22%, and the all-time return on the S&P 500, in particular, it has been more, but for this ETF, it's only 1,218%, most likely based on when they created this particular fund. What we're going to do now is click on the buy button, and this is where you can choose whether you're looking to invest one time or do a recurring investment. So if you're looking to do a recurring automated investment, you're going to change your order type here to auto invest, and you can do a daily, weekly, or bi-weekly investment. So let's say you're looking to do a daily investment. You could put at minimum $10 per day into the S&P 500, and you would do this by clicking on the done button and then setting the dollar amount. So in this case, this would be $10 per day going into the S&P 500 every day that the market is open. But if you wanted to do it on a weekly basis, you could also change it here, or even a bi-weekly basis if you want to do it a bit less frequently. But in this case, we want to just do a one-time order. So we're going to click on one-time order and then select done. And we will do a $1 investment just to prove that you can do it this time. So now we're going to put one single dollar into the S&P 500 through the SPDR ETF, and this is going to be from my debit card. We're only going to get 0.002 shares, but hey, it's still possible, so I want to show you guys that you can do it. We're going to click on confirm, and just like that, we purchased one single dollar of the S&P 500 ETF. So if we click on the done button now and return to the home page by clicking back once again, and we now see we have 1101 as our balance, and in our stocks owned, we now have this ETF listed. But let's say you're now looking to sell off a stock in your portfolio with Cash App. What you're going to want to do is select the particular stock you're looking to sell. So in this case, let's choose JP Morgan Chase, and you can now take a look at the performance here of your investment. So since we just bought this, my return is only 0.1% since I purchased this about 10 minutes ago, but you can track here to see whether or not you're making money or losing money in a particular investment through Cash App. But we're going to go ahead and sell this now. So we're going to click here on the sell button, and this is where you can choose to either sell this as a one-time order, or you can do a custom order here and actually set the exact price here you want to sell at. So this is going to be like a limit sell order here. So if you want to specify the exact price that you would sell at, you can do this here by adjusting it up or down. But in this case, we just want to do a sell order at the current market value. We're going to sell off $5 worth, which will be half, and then we're going to click on the next button. And at this point, you can click on confirm to sell $5 worth of JP Morgan. So once we do that, you can see here that we have sold off $5 worth, and then we can click here on the done button at the bottom, and we can see now that we have $5.01 left invested. And if we navigate back now to our home page, it's going to reflect a balance here of $4.98 from the JP Morgan stock that we just sold off.